Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my full New York Jets mock draft without any trades. This was tough. I went in there and pretended to be Joe Douglas and went out there and drafted a player at each pick for the New York Jets. Again, this is without any trades. You never know what's going to happen on draft night or leading up to the NFL draft. If there's any trades beforehand, hint, hint, Deebo Samuel. We will see if that happens, obviously. But it was really fun in this video, and I'm going to be posting a lot of content leading up into the draft of all these different hypothetical scenarios. Look out for a video tomorrow of my mock draft with trades, with the Jets trading up, with the Jets trading back, and a hypothetical scenario of the Jets. What happens if we actually do trade for Deebo Samuel? What's the draft going to look like? So we've got a lot of fun stuff coming your way leading up to the NFL draft on this channel. So if you guys are new to Jets Media, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And of course, if you guys want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. So before we get into my mock draft, I just want to say I did this on PFF. So if you guys say, "Oh, Richie, this guy's not going to be available at this pick," that's impossible. Well, I just based this on what happened and who was available when the New York Jets were on the clock in the draft simulator. And hey, there were a lot of players that fell to me. So we will see what happens. But I do want to give you guys my perfect draft for the New York Jets based on what I feel like the team needs are. And I'm really excited to see what actually happens so we can stop talking about these mock drafts and all these hypothetical scenarios. So let's jump right into it. With the 4th pick in the 2022 NFL draft, the New York Jets will select Kayvon Thibodeaux, edge rusher from Oregon. Yes, he fell to me in the mock draft. Luckily for us, I feel like this is a no-brainer. If he's available at the 4th overall pick, you do not hesitate and you bring him in. We need a pass rusher for this New York Jets team, a blue chip player in the draft to develop with Carl Lawson, to add to the pieces like John Franklin Myers and Quinton Williams and all the guys up front. We need to get to the quarterback. We all know that this defense last year struggled getting to the quarterback, and that's why the defense was 32nd in the NFL. Carl Lawson going down was a big reason for that. So the epitome of a Robert Saleh style defense, you guys all know this, is to get to the quarterback. Without the pass rush, the defense does not work. So Kayvon Thibodeaux will be the New York Jets' 4th overall pick in my mock draft. Let's hope that this actually happens. Now let's get to the 10th overall pick for the New York Jets. I have them drafting Jameson Williams, wide receiver from Alabama, my favorite wide receiver in the entire draft class. Yes, I like him better than Drake London or Garrett Wilson or Traylon Burks or Chris Olave. I have him as my #1 receiver in this entire draft. And I know that he's coming off a torn ACL, but you guys see videos of him that his agent just posted recently. He is ahead of schedule on his recovery. And the good news is the Jets are not going all in to win in 2022. So we can sacrifice drafting a player that might not be ready for training camp, might not be ready for week #1. This is more of a long-term approach, and Jameson Williams and Elijah Moore being the 2 receivers to develop with Zach Wilson for the foreseeable future. If we actually get Jameson Williams, I'm going to be so excited because what he brings to the table is next-level speed. His hands is great. His efficiency and his route running is ridiculous. He just has everything you want for a wide receiver at the next level, and I really feel like he would be able to take the top off the defense. He'll complement Elijah Moore so well in this rookie season when he gets on the field, and of course he's going to get better throughout the rest of his career. So Jameson Williams is pick number 10. So we start off the first round with getting an edge and a wide receiver. I think those are the 2 most important positions so far. If you look at the Jets roster, we need a big time receiver, we need a big time edge rusher. We do that in the first round. So now let's get into pick number 35 for the New York Jets. And again, guys, I know there's no trades in this, and definitely expect the Jets to be moving up and down all draft weekend. I feel like the Jets can move up a couple times, move back a couple times, get more picks next year as well. So with that being said, let's get to the 35th overall pick. Now, this player was available for me, and I was like, wow, if this guy is available at 35 for the New York Jets, I'm going to be hyped up because I don't think he's going to be falling to 35. But it is possible because you never know. Remember last year, Elijah Moore was supposed to be a first-round pick. He fell to the Jets at 34. So in this mock draft, we had Tyler Linderbaum fall to the New York Jets at 35, and Joe Douglas will not hesitate to draft this man. The only weak link I can say on the offensive line is Connor McGovern, the center. We do not have a long-term answer for that, and Tyler Linderbaum will be that long-term answer. And all of a sudden, the New York Jets offensive line got even better in the NFL draft. The run game is going to be ridiculous, hypothetically, if Linderbaum is there at 35 and the New York Jets do draft him. Again, guys, I know that it might not be realistic that he falls to the Jets at 35, but in the simulation he did. So I'm like, how am I going to pass on Tyler Linderbaum? I feel like the more realistic approach for the Jets to get Linderbaum is if they trade back into the back end of the first round if he's falling, trade back into like 25, 26, 27, 28 range and get him and come away with 3 first-round picks. That is also an option if the New York Jets and Joe Douglas really fall in love with Tyler Linderbaum, which I definitely feel like they look at Tyler Linderbaum really highly, and he's one of my favorite players in this draft. I feel like that would be a player that would fit the system immediately and make this offensive line not only just really good this season, but for the future. We got 3 players at the top end of the draft 3 seasons in a row: Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker, and Tyler Linderbaum, to really build the nucleus around this offensive line and can develop into a really mean unit. So Tyler Linderbaum will be the pick for the New York Jets at 35. I know it's wishful thinking. I don't know if it will happen, but hey, like I said, he was available in the simulation, so I had to draft him. Now with pick 38, I have the Jets selecting Jalen Pitre, the safety cornerback hybrid from Baylor. Now, this was a player that really balled out for the New York Jets at the Senior Bowl. I love what he showed that day. If you go into his film, he is a player that would really fit this system beautifully. That guy, though, complement Jordan Whitehead at the safety position. He can line up in the nickel. He can line up high. He can do pretty much everything. And I feel like the New York Jets really need to bolster up that secondary in the second round. And I did want to get a guy like Jaquan Brisker or other safeties, but he, in my opinion, was the best player available when 38 was when I was on the clock at 38 in the simulated mock draft. And I really love what I saw from him in the Senior Bowl. And of course, diving deep into his film, his strengths and weaknesses, I really feel like he fits the New York Jets mold of a safety that Robert Saleh is trying to implement here with that 4-3 system. And I absolutely love his game, and I feel like he would be a really good option for the New York Jets in the early second round pick at pick 38. So now getting into the third round at pick 69. Now this one might be a pick that some of you guys would disagree with, and some of you guys will say, nope, that is a reach. I do not want this position right now. This is a position we should tackle later on in the draft, and you're going to be commenting saying, Richie, you are dumb. Well, hey, this is my approach, right? If I'm Joe Douglas, I think this is what he's going to be doing. I have the New York Jets selecting in the third round Darian Kinnard, offensive tackle from Kentucky. Now, you could say that this player could be going in the fourth round potentially. You could say he's a third round pick potentially, but I like everything that Darian Kinnard brings to the table, and I do feel like the New York Jets need to draft an offensive tackle in the NFL draft this season, especially with Cameron Clark retiring early with that unfortunate neck injury he had in training camp last year. If you look at the offensive line, it's set from starting 5, right? But we do lack depth. Connor McDermott is our swing tackle. I'm not confident about that. Chuma Edoga is a backup tackle. I'm not confident about that. We were fortunate enough last year to have a guy, Morgan Moses, to be the swing tackle for the New York Jets. Luckily, we were able to get him because Mekhi Becton missed the entire season. Morgan Moses slid in at right tackle. George Fant is at left tackle. And we had 2 really good veteran solid tackles for the entire season. What happens if George Fant or Mekhi Becton do go down this year? I don't feel comfortable with McDermott going in there. So I feel like the New York Jets, and also not to mention, George Fant is entering the final year of his contract. So Darian Kinnard could be the future tackle if he's developed properly and he has a year behind George Fant. And he could be his replacement next year. I really feel like the New York Jets will be smart to draft an offensive tackle in this NFL draft with a more of a long-term approach to be that depth piece to potentially take over the starting reins. And you never know. I feel like Kinnard is a guy that would fit the system as well. He's a really good run blocker, and I really like everything he has. And I feel like he's raw. I wouldn't want him to start as a rookie, which is why you're drafting him in the third round to sit behind George Fant and Mekhi Becton, and for him to eventually be the starter down the line. That is the goal. That's what Joe Douglas's mindset, I think, was with drafting Cameron Clark. Unfortunately, we were just never able to see him out there. He was a 4th round pick. So Darian Kinnard's my pick for the New York Jets in the third round. And again, I know some of you guys are scratching your head thinking, what is Richie doing? We need way other players, linebacker, all these other positions, but don't worry. I'll tackle them later on. So getting into the 4th round, pick number 111, I have the New York Jets selecting Brandon Smith, the linebacker from Penn State. Now, this is a really awesome prospect that I love for the New York Jets. We all know that the linebacker position, we need a player in the draft because CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams, Jamian Sherwood, Hamza Nasruddin, I like our linebacker room, but I definitely want to bring in another rookie in the draft to really add to that unit, especially for the youth. Brandon Smith is an interesting player from Penn State. He's very versatile. He's very speedy as well. And, Penn State really comes out with good linebackers. And I really feel like Brandon Smith, if he's available in the 4th round, I like him. I know that you guys are going to say, well, I prefer other guys but hey, they were not available at 111. And I decided to go with offensive tackle and other players besides linebacker. I know like Leo Chenal is a guy that you guys really love. There's other linebackers out there that would fit this New York Jets system. But I picked 111. I thought that Brandon Smith was the best player available. And I really went out there and wanted to bring him in to add to the defense. Now at pick 117, another pick in the 4th round, I have the New York Jets selecting tight end Jeremy Ruckert from Ohio State, the Long Island kid, the New York Jets fan. He was also on the Senior Bowl roster for the New York Jets, and I feel like it would be smart to draft a tight end, even though that we did go out there and get CJ Uzomah and we did get Tyler Conklin. I feel like getting a guy in Jeremy Ruckert to be the tight end number 3 to provide depth behind them and potentially take over as the tight end number 1 2 or 3 years down the line. You never know. I feel like it would be smart for the New York Jets to get a tight end, and Jeremy Ruckert was available at pick 117. I'm like, yes, I want him. Even though Trey McBride is definitely my favorite tight end in this entire draft class, but he's not going to be available at pick round number 4. And I do not want the New York Jets to draft a tight end in the 2nd or 3rd round because I feel like we don't need to. We got CJ Uzomah and Tyler Conklin for that exact reason. Now, getting into the last 2 picks in the 5th round, at pick 146, I have the New York Jets selecting Coby Bryant, cornerback from Cincinnati. I was very shocked to see him available at 146 as well in my simulated mock draft that I did on PFF. I absolutely love Coby Bryant. This is another player that was on the Senior Bowl roster. I feel like the New York Jets love to draft cornerbacks later on in the draft, such as Bryce Hall, Michael Carter II, Brandon Echols, all those guys that we saw the past 2 seasons, though, in the draft. From Joe Douglas. I feel like Joe Douglas likes the coaching staff that we have at Robert Saleh. Brendan Echols looked really good as a rookie. Michael Carter II looked tremendous as a rookie. So I really feel like they have a good mindset and a good confidence in their coaching staff to get cornerbacks and develop in their system. And Coby Bryant will provide depth behind Bryce Hall, DJ Reed, Brendan Echols, Michael Carter II. Just add to the unit that we already have. That's really exciting. So Coby Bryant is the player that I feel like would fit the system beautifully as well. He really flashed at the Senior Bowl. Now, getting into the final pick for the New York Jets in round 5 at 163, I have the New York Jets selecting Tyler Algier, the running back from BYU. Now, this is Zach Wilson's former teammate. That's not why I'm drafting him. I feel like he would be a perfect complement to Michael Carter. We need to get another running back in this NFL draft, and Tyler Algier is that exact player that I would love the Jets to target later on in the NFL draft. There's a lot of other running backs that I would love the Jets to get in the 4th and 5th rounds, but Tyler Algier was my favorite when I was on the clock at pick 163. I feel like he brings that power element, another player that can really take he's not like a speedy guy that can just take it to the house like 80 yards down the field, but he is somebody that has really good vision, can plant his foot in the ground. If the hole opens, he knows where to go with the football. He knows how to pick up those extra yards. He likes to get his nose dirty, and he loves contact, and I feel like he would be a really good complement back to Michael Carter. Now, there are some positions that I feel like I did not tackle in the draft that I would love to see the Jets still do, because, hey, you cannot fill every single hole with 10 picks because, unfortunately for us, the Jets do have a lot of holes on this roster. I would like the Jets to draft an interior defensive lineman. I would also like the Jets to draft maybe 2 wide receivers instead of just 1 in Jameson Williams. We did get only 1 guy on the defensive line in Kayvon Thibodeaux, which was the 4th overall pick, so you cannot complain. But overall, I really love what I saw from this my mock draft. I feel like I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below. Give me a letter grade. If you feel like this sucked, give me an F. I don't care. I love hearing what you guys have to say, and if you guys enjoyed it, let me know your thoughts about the mock draft, and I'm going to go over it one more time. Here is my mock draft. We got Kayvon Thibodeaux, Jameson Williams, Tyler Linderbaum, Jalen Pitre, Darian Kinnard, Brandon Smith, Jeremy Ruckert, Coby Bryant, and Tyler Algier. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Stay tuned for more Jets content. We're going to be doing some hypothetical trades. Maybe Thibodeaux Samuel will be on the Jets. We have no idea what's going to happen, but hey, luckily, we'll be finding out pretty damn soon in a couple of days. So guys, feel free to comment down below your thoughts. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed, and comment down below a jet emoji if you stayed until the end of the video. Feels good to be back making some Jets content. I miss you guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Jets! Peace!